what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Got a lot of information I want to cover in this video, so we're going to hop right to it. We're over here at the National Hurricane Center looking at Tropical Storm Josephine. That is the 10th named storm of the 2020 hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin. That puts us halfway through the list of names for 2020. We'll more than likely start into the Greek alphabet, alpha, beta, then gamma, and then on from there. Just depends on how deep we'll go into the Greek alphabet, but I think we'll easily go through all of these names. Josephine being a record, the earliest named J-storm prior to Josephine was on August 22nd, so that broke that record by about 10 days. Josephine should not be problematic as far as landfall is concerned. Looks like it's going to stay a tropical storm well north and east of the islands of the Caribbean and far away from the coastal areas of the United States, becoming a tropical depression by Tuesday of next week. Speaking of hurricanes, there were hurricane force winds courtesy of a Derecho in Iowa, northern Illinois, which people are still dealing with power outages in those areas from that Derecho. Derecho is a large thunderstorm on steroids. It has to be formed or at least in formation for a total of 450 miles. This is like the third one that we've had this year. There was also one back on July 7th and 8th in the same basic area. I screen recorded that storm and we spoke about that storm as it formed over here in the Dakotas, and this is a storm right here on the GO 16. This is a video I did back in July about this superstorm that went through the northern tier. And you can see it too did all kinds of damage through the Dakotas into northern Minnesota, southern Canada, parts of northern Wisconsin and Michigan. They too had power outages from that very large superstorm. And here's the storm from back on August the 10th. And like I said, people are still without power. There it goes right there. Have not had electricity for 4 days. There it is on the visible satellite. This is a video of the hurricane force winds that went through Iowa and unfortunately flattened nearly 10 million acres of corn. And from what I understand, this is a time lapse from the northern Indiana area of the Derecho as it went over northern Indiana or northeastern Indiana. There's some large trees that came down from those hurricane force winds. Like I said, that was the third storm of its kind that we've seen in 2020, which that in itself is a record. These storms are generally pretty rare. You don't see them very often. Once every few years, one will pop up, but this is like the third one that we've seen this year. Did extensive damage. The night before, there was a lot of energy in the atmosphere up in Minnesota, but it seems like this area here is prone to these derechos. This one formed right in here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. They're estimating 10 million acres of crops damaged from that very large storm. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds said the storm, which had hurricane force winds of up to 112 miles per hour, destroyed at least 1/3 of the entire state's crops. That is unprecedented. More than 10 million acres were completely flattened. And you can see here, looks like somebody rolled over the corn with a steamroller. Unbelievable. There's a silo up against someone's house. We're here at theweek.com. There was a house that was damaged, probably from the silo making impact with the house. Grain bins there damaged. A lot of grain, very valuable grain on the ground. Here's the area that was affected the hardest, and this is the area via satellite before the Derecho. This is the area after the Derecho. This is the corn that was damaged right in through here, north of Des Moines, spanning many, many miles. Here's the same area, side by side, left being before, right being after. And you can see all of those crops that are very much damaged and laying on the ground. That is unbelievable. Never seen anything like it. Like I said, I've followed these storms for years. We had one back in 2012, a Derecho that went through northern Illinois, and I'll show you exactly where it tracked. It kind of formed in this same area. There's something about this area with regard to Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern Illinois. This area right here is known for the formation of these derechos. Back in 2012, I've got a video on my YouTube channel of one forming right here in northeastern Iowa. It tracked through the Chicago area all the way over to North Carolina. It was on the ground. 2012, and we really haven't seen one since, except for the ones that we've had this year. And there's been more this year than we've seen probably in the last 25 years. So quite unprecedented. The event itself was unprecedented. It was like a land-based hurricane. And there are still over 300,000 customers without electricity between Iowa and Illinois. And they haven't had electricity all week long. Hopping over to the Schumann Resonance, two huge spikes in the Schumann on the 12th and on the 13th. Those are very large. I'm wondering, this is just a guess here, if this is somehow associated with the Perseid meteor shower. I did go out and observe the meteor shower, the Perseids, on the 11th, the 12th, and 13th. Saw a few, not very many, but I did see some. I'm wondering if this is associated with the Perseids, because it's kind of coincidental that we just peaked during a major meteor shower and we're seeing all this activity in the Schumann Resonance. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, more activity flowing through the caldera east to west, north to south. Looks like in the last 24 hours there's been more activity than usual, albeit small, but nevertheless there's a steady flow of energy running through that caldera. Hopping over to the picture slideshow, new sky phenomena sent in from all around the world. Zurich, this is out of Germany. Photo sent in by Desiree. She sent me two photos. This is the original. I left it in its original format. This is something that she observed high in the sky above Germany. There's photo number one. Here's photo number two up close, and we're going to alternate formats and try to get an idea as to what this could have possibly been. Apparently it was moving through the sky above Germany. Wasn't a balloon, wasn't a plane, and was not a helicopter. Here it is, simply enhanced. All I did was adjust the color a little bit. I was looking for a string on the bottom, didn't see one. This is a inverted format. This is negative format. Just trying to get an idea of what this could possibly have been and have no clue what that was. Laney B out of Amarillo, Texas. A spectacular storm cloud spanning across the sky, turning into a disc over here as it came right over her head. Amarillo once again, Laney B, big beams spanning across the sky. Trevor L, Topeka, Kansas, massive thunderhead rolling over Kansas. Wendy's One Heart World out of Sherman Oaks, California. Got some skywriting going on here, quite spectacular skywriting. Person made a heart in the sky right off the coast of California. How about that? Not something you see every day. This next video was sent in by Robin out of Croatia. This is some sort of a vortex shaped like a sword coming down out of the sky. It's just a water spout, very large, well-defined water spout, but at the very beginning, kind of looked like a garden tool or some sort of a sword. But it's definitely over water. You can see water spraying there on the surface. Good observation by Robin out of Croatia. There's a still image of the same vortex. This is a look at the radar above Fernandina, Florida, sent in by Crystal and Roy. They took a screen grab of the radar, and you're going to see a roll cloud that matches up with that radar right here, expanding for as far as they could see in both directions. Very photogenic system. Incredible video. Jassy F out of Vienna, Austria. Some clouds with personality here. This looks like a ship hovering low to the ground. You can see lightning coming out the bottom of it. Very spectacular, dramatic colors. Incredible. Pinks and purples and grays and all kinds of activity going on. Very energetic sky with once again what looks like almost looks like a blimp, very low to the ground. Jarvis M out of New Mexico, very intense double-decker rainbow. James H out of Rifle, Colorado, another double-decker rainbow, very close to his location. Hope H out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, spectacular beams bouncing off the clouds high in the sky above her location. Bend, Oregon, Hank L took a photograph of some very unique clouds in the sky that looked like white licorice, very low to the ground. Spruce Grove, Alberta, Frank sent me this photograph of what looked like a rectangle up in the sky. That's what compelled Frank to take the photo, was this cloud's very unique shape. Almost looks like a section of railroad track or something. Very, very unusual. Ethan out of South Haven, Mississippi. Very colorful skies above South Haven. Danny and Tata out of Puerto Rico. This is a photograph of the Sahara dust as it's making its way through Puerto Rico, traveling from West Africa, coloring the skies reddish orange. Colin out of the United Kingdom sent in some very colorful clouds high in the sky above the UK. All kinds of color going on here, very intense at times. Different colors of green and blue and purple. Light red, orange, yellow. Great observation by Colin out of the United Kingdom. Cindy S. out of Ontario. Big sun above the horizon. Then here comes the big halo around the sun. Very photogenic sky on that day. Christine out of Green Valley, Arizona. Looks like the sun diving down below the horizon at sunset. Chris V from Belgium, this too at sunset. Very fiery gold and orange sky. Absolutely spectacular. East Tennessee, this was sent in by Anastasia, and you can see what looks like a face in the sky. 2 eyes and a mouth. That's why they took the photo in the first place, said it looked like a face up in the sky. Gotta admit it does. Good observation. This next photo here was sent in by Sujith out of Bangalore, India, and he said this reminded him of some sort of a creature up in the sky. When I zoom in, you can kind of see what looks like the features of a cow or something. Got horns and a head and quite possibly legs here and a torso. Maybe some kind of a dragon, I don't know, but that's what caught his attention, and that's what compelled him to take the photo, was that very unique cloud right there. I'm just passing that along with you guys as it was shared with me. Good job, guys. Keep the photos coming. You are wide awake and on the ball. If you guys are new viewers, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click on this bell. That way you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. If you're current subscribers, simply double check and make sure the bell is still activated and make sure you're still subscribed. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery at the website, and sometimes I'll use them in a picture slideshow, just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.